Better. And down on the house. Zooming in on my house. Alright, I think we're okay. Hello everyone. It is Wednesday. December 30th, 2015. I'm Central and we are still playing Final Fantasy XI Online. Alright. I took a little break past couple of days doing some missions on Songarthul, getting his rank up from a lowly rank 3 to a almost respectable rank 7. But I don't know, you can't do missions all the time. It's drive you crazy. Well, no, just doing the same thing all the time will drive you crazy. So we need to get back and get Cyniquil's caps, or Cyniquil's skills capped up. So that's what we're going to focus on tonight. Before, when we were leveling up her greatsword on paladin, it capped at 398. Warrior can apparently take greatsword a little bit higher, and I don't know how much higher. Probably be the same as a dagger or axe, I would guess. 417, 404, you know, not much higher. Club, we still need a ways to go. Scythe, we still need a ways to go. Polearm is going to be fun. You can't even use the eminent polearm on a warrior. And staff is also going to be a little fun because you can't use the eminent staff. I can use my monk to level up the staff skill, so no problems there. Polearm, though, we'll probably just have to end up picking up a weapon that, excuse me, like a level 1, or I'll go for a high level weapon with lots of accuracy to it, and then we should be able to hit some mobs that way, no problem. Our gear is pretty much the Outrider set that you buy with sparks. Try this again without the mouse getting in the way. We do have the, see if I say this right, how did you get more than one mannequin? There is a quest after you get the first mannequin. Same NPC that you talk to in Mahora, I believe, in the little miniature goldsmithing guild that they got there. After you make the first one, she's going to be like, oh my god, it's all the rage. I have all these parts now. You can purchase the other mannequins. I think it was either 100,000 gil each afterwards. The first one that you get is going to be whatever gender and race your character is. So first one I got was this here little Mithra. And then after that you can just purchase each additional one, and they have all the same amount of storage slots. I think it's up to 19 now. That's not what I was looking for. Mog house, mog safe, and here we go. Yeah, 28 storage slots, which is massive amounts. But yeah, you can get one of each gender and race, or each race and gender. So you can get the Galka, the Mithra, Taratar female, Taratar male. And they've got the same stipulations where you can't put female-only gear on a male statue and vice versa. I always wanted to see what the Galka male statue would look like with leotards and that kind of thing, but let's see here. Gear-wise tonight, the only changes we have made, the headband, Tamachtiani headband, which is going to have this combat, dang it, right there. There we go, combat skill rate +1. The pants have the same thing, combat skill gain rate +1, and then a combat skill gain rate +1 on the boots. Buy all these with sparks. Oh, someone didn't do the 75 and 80 gob quest. I thought I did. Profile. Item. I got the 80 on Cyniquil. Dent still has a ways to go. He hasn't finished all the guppy bags on him. And the Mog House, I don't know why it's not giving me the last quest for the save, because I'm still stuck on 70 on that one. But every time that I put in the royal bed, I believe it's a royal bed. Let's see. Long save. Actually, it's just simply going to be under layout, isn't it? Let's see if there's enough room. Layout. Mog safe. I think it's the royal bed. Oh, my bad. Mog house upgrade. Yeah. Just won't give it to me. And of course, I don't have enough space to shove it anywhere now. There. You can put it in front of the fireplace. No fireplace for us. The idea is come back in about a minute, and the Moogle will say, hey, I slept in the bed, and I want to go on this quest. And I suppose there's always the possibility Moogle gave me the quest, and I didn't notice it. Oh, never found something in the dream stocky. Donkey. Another candy cane. Yay for that. Give me something else? No. Who knows? But we'll come back and see if Moogle will give us what we want. Let's select an area to exit to. Let's do port. Port works. We're gonna try a couple different places for getting skill ups tonight. Can't have any other Moogle quest active. Oh, that's probably it. What other Moogle quest could we possibly have active though? I'll figure out some other time. I could spend 15 minutes looking through all the quests and not find what we're looking for. Alright, so excuse me. We're just gonna go ahead and do the obvious place to get skill ups, and we're gonna go outside Adoulin. Travel to another home point area. Adoulin. I think everybody probably pronounces it a little bit differently. I probably pronounce it the most wrong. Well, that's something we can do, actually. While we're whacking away on, those big shell dudes, we could go searching through our quest and see if we have another Moogle quest active. I might even have the final one active. I just don't remember ever receiving it. That's a lot of them, isn't it? Alright, let's go ahead and get Ionis cast on us. I should bring Dent out here, but I ain't gonna need them. All I'm really gonna need is heals and refreshments. Well, no, that's not true too. There is one trust NPC, if you're going for combat skill ups, that it's probably a really good idea to have. And there's also a food item, which I think I have on me. Let's see, let's go ahead and get out the important one, which is going to be Sakura. This is the one that increases your skill up gain rate. And then let's just get a whole bunch of dudes. Korumoru will come in handy. And we'll do Pee-Pee and Cherokee. But nothing major. These guys will help cast what I'm looking for, Poisona. That's going to be the big damage dealer, I think. Is just the poison ticks. But I'm subbing Dancer, so I'll have access to Erase, and I can bulk off the hate that I lose, and we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, let's find the food. It's gonna be under View House, I'm pretty sure. Look under Mog Sec. Don't see it there. Let's look under Mog Case. Here we go. Sushis. This is it. The Marina, a scrumptious saltina stuffed full of fresh catches of fish and assorted deep sea delights. These were expensive. Oh, and I need to change my config real fast. We were still on Behemoth, trying to see Treasure Hunter and all that fun stuff. So now that's off. I'm really going to... let's just go ahead and start whacking on it. We can eat the food while we're attacking. Like that. Alright, so item... Invoke... Food. And we'll see if we get a single skill up. So now, let's look at all these quests that Lannis Rep has plugged out for us. Muko, Kupo, Deatot, Drench, begins the raindrop, Pentagram. Well, these are all the mission ones, aren't they? Give a Moogle a break. I wonder if the last time that I put the bed in the Mog House, if we were in the middle of the Kupo Deatot stuff. Take a look. Current, Undying Flames, no. General Secret and Her Majesty's Garden. Sort Doomed, Competition. Signed in Blood. No. Doing quite a bit more damage to this guy than I thought I would be doing. Which will probably help us keep hate, if nothing else. Not a 99 weapon though. Or even a 119 weapon. Lay it out tonight and check tomorrow. That's a good idea. I'm just glancing at all these real quick here. There we go, we got a 0.3 skill up. And only a 0.3 skill up. Man, we're gonna be here for a while. There we go, 367. I don't even know what it caps at for warrior. Combat skills. Take a looky. Now, a better way. I mean, if Gil was not an option, another thing that you could do would be to simply purchase a Kraken Club. And that can attack up to 8 times in a single round and would incredibly increase your chances of getting skill ups. We don't have that kind of money though, because it's like, what, 50 million gil or something? And the plus side is, after you purchase it, get your skill capped up on it, and you don't need it anymore, put it back on the auction house. Not that anyone would ever buy it. That's not true. I think people still buy it. I'm not exactly sure what for. Oh, we got shield skill ups. Even better there. Let's go ahead and take a look. I don't think we're having any trouble here holding on to hate. Probably because we're doing a decent amount of damage. Let's find out what club skill caps at for warrior at 99. Warrior FF11. Warrior skill caps. And let me know if the music is like way too loud, because for some reason in adoulin the music seems to get really loud. Alright, I'm looking at FF11 Cyclopedia. For warrior, it's a rank B minus. So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you lose your spot. Looks like 398 is going to be what this caps at. Let's just up that. Go. B minus. That's going to be. No. I read that wrong. 388. But where are we at now? 369. We're probably not that far away. You can use a lot of BCNMs to try and get one. Yeah, there is even a Beastmaster one that I think 3 Beastmasters using the Fungar pet and a lot of Molsums and pet food could probably tackle no problem. I say no problem. It's just the drop rate is so terrible. Was it like 1% chance of dropping? Yeah. I gotta have better stuff to do with my burning those Beastman seals, because I just don't want to waste it on all that, but you know, it'd be neat if it drops. Alright, 370. This is actually going quite a bit better than I thought it was. I thought we were going to be standing here for about 5 minutes at a time, waiting between skill ups, and I was like, okay, forget this. Let's go back to what's the word? Dynamis, and let's get some coins at the same time. But this is working out. If we can get club skill capped up, say, in the next 15 minutes, Then we'll stay here for a little bit longer. Get our greatsword capped at the same time. I do have an eminent scythe on me, I believe. Eminent sickle, sorry. And we can use that to scale up as well. I don't know if I've got... Nope, I don't have an offhand for it though, so... That's perfect there. Yes, ma'am. Ain't it pretty? It's got clubs for hands.
It doesn't.
Little eye. He's like an octopus, except it's in a shell. Yeah, I can't really. And it goes into its shell, and oh, it's also a full moon. A full moon may be helping with the skill ups. We'll need to oil that door. That's the bedroom door.
What were you?
Yeah, this one came out with the Chains of Promathia expansion, I believe. Oh, you guys can house your neck.
It's been okay, I've been in bed a lot.
No, she says it's okay. She's been in bed a lot. What you showing me? Nothing?
I was gonna show
I am online for the next 2 hours and 42 minutes. Oh, we're just skilling up. I could quite honestly put the controller down and... That's how challenging this one is. So it's mostly just socializing right now. Is it a book? Not a book. What were we talking about? I already forgot. Oh, BCNMs. The one that... There we go. The iconic 3D laser printer that... Something, okay.
You can do it on the back of
Alright, I still don't know what I'm looking at.
3D laser. You etch it. Burn out. Expensive. But if I saved up and bought it.
Okay. How expensive are you fighting? That's not so bad. I was expecting like $23,000 or
no.
price of a new car.
No, but it's expensive.
See, when I was leveling up greatsword on Cyndaquil, fighting these exact same things, I think I was using a much smaller weapon, like a level 10 item, and honestly, I could not hold on to hate. Dude kept running all the way back to where Kupipi was, and Cherokee, and Cherokee, she loves running all over the place, like, no, get away! And, but I think because I'm using a much higher damaging weapon this time, I'm probably what's allowing me to hold on to hate now. Before I was doing like maybe 1 or 2 points of damage. And it helps to have a provoke candy. You want to name a hermit crab octopus? It's gonna die eventually. Let's see. One from Dynamis.
Fight on!
Oh yes, there are these. They still have these mobs in, what was it, Dynamis Buburimu? I remember trying to solo those on Thief when I first got to 99. I was just in Sparks gear. And this is before you could pull in trust NPCs, and I didn't have access to Dentril or Song to help me out. And oh my god, the thing was trying to kill me. I could not, for the life of me, DPS it down in time. It was like, I think I wasted like 10 minutes after proccing it, just trying to kill it. And it's simply because it just has so much defense. And I don't know what I'm looking at. That's gonna fall. No, I see what it does. Mm-hmm. Okay.
You can even breach.
Yeah, that's enough. You can show me the rest later. Sorry about that. She was showing me a advertisement for, is it a 3D printer or a 3D cutter?
It's a laser.
Laser engraver. Alright. And hello, Ravenwolf. And now I understand Lanos Rep's question. Yes, the club we're using, the Mopapa mace. I think that's how you say it. I'm probably wrong. This was the one that dropped off the Force Pup tree mob in Dynamis Fulcrum. I don't remember that dude's name. Yeah. Has the additional effect of flash, which I guess comes in handy for tanking. But yeah, it's what we were using when we were leveling up club skill in Dynamis on our pally. For all the good that it does us. Let's see. Status. Combat skill. How close are we now? We're up to 378. We need to get down to 388. So about another 9 more levels. That should be doing it. Should be. And then I guess we're gonna bring out the greatsword, and let's see, greatsword is going to cap at what level? Greatsword is a B+, so that is 1, 2, 3 over. 1, 2, 3, so that's gonna be 404. So about 6 additional levels on greatsword, and we'll have 2 more skills capped. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still got to get club up there. And it's always that last level that's going to be the most difficult. What I'm not looking forward to, and I don't think that you need it, not for red procs, not for, I forgot the name of Abizia. You don't need archery or marksmanship weapon skills to get red procs, I don't think. I think you do. You want to skill all weapons? Just the ones that we need for Abizia notorious monsters to get the red procs, so we don't waste too much time popping and trying to proc and then not getting the drops that we need so we can pop the next one. And I know, not for red, but for blue. Okay. We'll worry about blue procs later. Let's just focus on red procs. I do remember reading for Void Watcher, and I'm not sure if you need Rhapsodies of Vanadil Chapter 3 completed for it or not, but if you do a / fume, then it will change the weapon skill needed for the red proc so that she can solo better. And I don't know if that would work for Abizia or not. I would doubt it. But I'm still going to go ahead and go with the main plan here, where I'm just going to bring Dentril with his ninja, and he'll have a katana that both samurai and ninja can use, and then also just regular, or the great katana that samurai and ninja can use, and then the regular katana, low level stuff, and try and get a red proc that way. And if that doesn't work, then we'll bring in Cyndaquil with her plethora of level 1 weapons. Procs are handy. Went 1 for 30 on Charmer's Merlin without proc. Wow. Yeah, it was, I forget the name. It was the Ladybug and Abizia words. Tarongi Canyon. And I think it was like after the 7th or 8th kill on that one, and we didn't get what we were going after, that I was like, forget this. We're going after red procs. And hope it will take longer each individual fight, but it won't drive me batty. Although this is kind of driving me batty too. But we're almost there. 384 on our club. A little bit more. I did Charmer's Merlin today. Ended up being Axe proc and used first weapon skill. Way to go, Lanos, and congratulations. I usually try not to eat in front of y'all, but the lady that runs the Chinese food place next to the pharmacy that I work at, I don't know why she likes me so much, but she does, gave me free cookies today. So I'm like, yum yums. You can never have enough cookies during the holiday season. But Farmers is 100% with proc. Neat. Let's see here. Trying to do it then. I wonder. No, that'd be boring. I was like, maybe I could do slash fishing on Dentral while doing slash skill ups on Cyndaquil. No, that's the wrong kind of multitasking. Fishing's enjoyable when that's all you're doing. Is just fish, wait, do the little mini game, yank up the fish, repeat, and then sticking them on the auction house. That's always fun too. So I'm kind of tempted. What could we do with a third Lu Sheng's rod? Absolutely nothing. But alright, we are at 386. I think we need to get up to 388. Then our club skill will be completed. There's a 0.4. So again, this is simply all with 387, almost there. Let's just go ahead and keep the combat skill window open and see if we can watch it turn blue. Maybe. And now I'm getting all excited. There we go! Turn blue, 388. Alright. So, let's just go ahead and get another Volk on here while we change out our weapons. Let's just go ahead and go with the sword. This will be our greatsword here. No more shots at I already forgot the name. Those dudes aren't gonna live much longer. Since this is a much higher level weapon. Yeah. Do we have a smaller one that we can equip that won't do nearly as much damage? I doubt it. I really do. Alright, got Ibisu myself, but nothing good with fishing at the moment. Very sad about it. Took so much time to get. Yeah. That was the last time that I came back to FF11, and I did all my homework and got on the auction house, wrote down what the prices for what fish were going, and you know, Black Souls were still selling. Ugranites, not at all. Nebanites, not so much. It's all the good old money fish that I used to bank on. And even the Black Souls, I mean, you could spend 20 minutes to get a stack sometimes, and those were only going for like at most 20 to 30k. I'm like, really? And probably the best way to try and make some money on fishing now is simply, especially if you have the Ibisu, you go ahead and keep fishing up the big giant, was it licks and something else? I don't remember the name of the something else. Those sell pretty well, though might not now. Yeah, they used to sell awesome. And just get skill ups on them all the time too, which I loved. But oh well, I mean, it's neither here nor there. Dynamis is so much easier and faster to make money. I hate to say that, but Guguru, thank you. And I haven't priced them lately. I know with the new sushi recipe, the Sublime Sushi, and the tunas, I would think those would be decent money makers right now, or at least fast. I don't think you need a lot of skill to get those tunas up though. So other players will probably have it. That and there's so many players that have the Ibisu rod now. And it's like, really? I mean, Den's got one. He's my fisherman. He's got like fishing skill 92. Whatever Black Soul's kept at. And Cyndaquil, she's much, much lower. I think she might be in the low 20s. But we got lucky with the Gobby Box one day, and he gave us a broken Lushang's fishing rod, which we quickly got repaired, so now she has that. And I don't have as much of a desire to finish the Lushang's rod quest on her, even though we're about 1,000 fish out of 10,000 in there. Then, I don't know if we're going to do anything with you tonight. I didn't think the skills were going to be this good. They weren't this good last time, and it's probably only because of the full moon, which I don't see anymore. There it is. Oh, it's not full anymore. Shucks. What can you do? But this food effect's getting ready to wear off another 8 minutes. And that might have something to do with our skill ups as well. Just out of curiosity, make sure we didn't already cap this. Nope, 401. Still a ways to go. Because after that's going to be Scythe, and Scythe is just going to take forever, just because you got 200 levels to go up. Yep. And then Polearm, which we don't even have a weapon for that. Staff, we don't currently have a weapon for. And then that'll be it. Scythe, Polearm, Staff. 3 more levels. Somebody just got level 94. That's what I can do on Dent. Here, let's go ahead and get him drop party. No, let's not do that. He doesn't have good trust in PCs. He'll get himself killed. I forgot what level we were going for. 404 was it? Whatever the same... Probably dagger. Yeah, 404. But we'll be needing... We're at 402! Getting closer. Now, I mean, greatsword we already had capped on paladin, so... And we kept that in dynamis. Healing up is much better than it used to be. Yeah, I remember that. Though I remember guarding being a nightmare to level. It still kinda is. I would love to have guard capped. Because that would just make your monk so awesome. You could tank anything. Well, not anything. I mean, something that casts a lot of magic on you would probably still hurt. But I remember there was a player, I don't remember his name. He had a blog that I used to follow. And he went after guard skill ups like nothing else. And I think what he ended up doing was using his puppet master to get it done. 403 is one more level. And what we used to do, I even tried this, you would find a bunch of mobs, say like mandragores, and then first you would target another mob so that you could have your fist out, but you'd be out of range so you couldn't fight it. But then you would aggro a whole bunch of stuff like, say, Mandies, or Orcs, or anybody that, you know, will get into weapons range and try and kill you. So while you're standing here and you got all these mobs around you punching on you and you get your guard up from time to time, you're still in combat, you're just not actually fighting them. So, and if you're on a puppet master and you got your automaton set to the white mage healer type, then it will continue healing you. And we just got greatsword up to 404, so that is now capped. All on the same mob. This dude is almost dead, so here we go. Let's go and equip the Eminent Scythe for the very first time. Sickle, sorry. Eminent Sickle. Nothing, no grips. I forgot to purchase one, so... Watch this mob heal all the way back up to 100% because our skill's so low. No, I don't think that's going to happen. We're doing so much damage per strike. Well, no, I take that back now. We were doing over 300 and now it dropped down to less than 100 because he popped in his shell. Get another provoke on here. This will be fun. Let's find out what level Scythe will cap at now. Watch it be the same as for Great Axe. Or not Great Axe. Scythe is going to be B+, so it's going to be the same as the greatsword. Which will be 1, 2, 3... 404 again. We're going to be here a while. It also used to be, because Monk was my main back in the 75 days. And whenever I would get a guard skill up, that would be cause for a celebration. You stop what you're doing, even if you're in the middle of an XP party, especially if you're in the middle of an XP party. Stop what you're doing, you go grab something to drink, and you do toast for everybody. It's like, we got a guard skill up, these calls for whiskey shots, you know. Those are good times. And it only happened maybe once a week at most. The good old days. I don't know if we can actually call those the good old days anymore. The game was so much harder back then. So much more satisfying. But this is a different kind of satisfaction. I mean, honestly, could we have done something like this solo back in the day? Trying to get skill ups on the exact same mob for how long we've been here now? At least almost half an hour. We got 2 minutes left on this food. That's a 30-minute food. And his HP bar is definitely going up. Ever so slowly. I forget, is it when they're in their shell their HP goes up, or is it a job ability that they use that puts a regen on them? I know I can look it up, but I just don't remember. But yay for double attack. That was the... I think Song has it on him right now. I want to double check real quick here. He's got a grip that I think increases your double attack by the 3%? No, he's got the two-handed weapon delay minus 3%. That's what I was... Did anybody purchase? I've got him AFK Bazaring in Upper Juno right now. And, nobody's buying my Forgotten Touches. I only have like 6,000 of them. I finished up my nation missions and adoulin missions the last few days. 10 plus hours of cutscenes. Congratulations! I am looking forward to adoulin. Been trying very hard, but still messing it up along the way, of trying to get all the missions done in order as per expansion, which is, we got all the nations done: Zalart, Chains of Bermathia, Hot Urgan, this is going off the top of my head here, Wings of the Goddess, and now we're working on Abysia. Once we get the Abysia done, we're going to jump in, feet first, into adoulin, and do as much of that solo as we can, and then beg for help from our friends on the ones that we can't. And then, and only then, I'm going to jump in and try and get the third chapter of Rhapsodies of Vana'diel completed. Because I know I should try and get ROVs done before, just because there's so many bonuses. Makes doing what we're doing so much easier. But I don't know. I just want to do it right the first time. And then I've got like a dozen other characters and I can screw around on them and just pick and choose the ones that I want. Although it would be kind of neat to actually have all the content for all characters, all accounts done, but my goodness. we would never see in-game. To be honest, you can solo all in adoulin. Really? I heard there were a couple missions that were really difficult. And I guess it also depends on what your job is. I do have a Beastmaster, a very gimpy Beastmaster at 99, so that might make things a little bit more easy, but... And all my gear is fairly gimp. It's the other reason that I don't feel like jumping into endgame just yet. How are we coming along? No, magic skill, combat skill. 216? Yeah, slowly coming. If you're well enough geared and selected jobs, probably. I haven't even unlocked Rune Fencer or Geomancer yet. Hopefully I said those right. And I still need to do that. I do got all the other jobs at 75 and above, so yay for that. Blue Mage is something that I'm really kind of looking forward to. It just looks fun. From the videos that I've seen online, it looks like it can be a real beast too, solo-wise. And that, and you know, this is Cyndaquil. I'm kind of a fan of Pokemon, and it just you know, so and so learns this move, and like, yay! Silly. I know, I'm sorry. Some fights took a few tries, mostly the part where you had to keep an NPC alive were the toughest. Yeah, I hate those. It's Wings of the Goddess, the escort mission with, I'm gonna mispronounce her name, the scholar Adelheid, where she runs around and aggroes all the Quaid off in the zone. Yeah. Adelheid can die in a fire for all I care. Alright, we did over 500 damage for the first time on this weapon. I think. This Ugranites is, for all intents and purposes, looks like it's toast. Let's just go ahead and put it out of its misery. Weapon skill, let's do spinning or nightmare. Let's try Warple. I don't think this is the good one, but take a look here. No, that didn't do much damage at all. Now that it's out of its shell, that's when we should have done the weapon skill. And now we're whipping. Remember, don't be like Dentril. Don't weapon skill when it's in its shell. Wait for it to pop out. And then we'll probably do some damage. Maybe. Checking out the Tarus, they seem to be doing fairly decent. Charu Kiki still at full MP, Kupipi still has full MP. We got 2,464 limit points for that, 238 capacity points. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could drop Dent from the party and get another healer, but I don't think we need one, so let's just do this again. Let's get another food item going in here. Another Marina. I don't know how to pronounce it. So many things in this game I don't know how to pronounce. We had an Adelheid in my old Link shell. He would aggro a bunny and Ronpar at 75. He made me laugh so many times. That sounds fun. I still get lost in Ronpar from time to time. I've been playing this game since 2005-ish. Oh, before that. Just sometimes you just get turned around. The trees look the same. To me, at least. Status. Job levels. Not job levels. Combat skill. 219. Oh, this is going forever. At least we've got the haste from Koromoru. So what I'm kind of hoping is Koromoru is going to use Convert at some point, and hopefully he'll have the big poison on him, and that might knock him out. Actually, no, I hope that doesn't happen, because then I'll have to actually kill the mob before I could resummon him. 220. We're more than halfway there, but oh god, this is gonna take forever. I mean, this is the ideal setup, I think, for getting your weapon skills. These particular mobs, they've got a ton of defense. Their evasion is not so great. And all you have to do is just park yourself in front of them. Low evasion and defense, but this will take you all the way to your cap. You're not going to get a... You could really do an AFK. As long as you can have hate cemented. Come back in 10 minutes, like Lano said, and... yeah. Start attacking another mob. That's probably how most players do it. Now me... I can't do it this way. It's just going to drive me insane. I'm already insane, but... So, let's go ahead and get out the... Eminent Scimitar in one hand. Let's go ahead and get out our Eminent Axe in another. Let's just tear this dude. And let's go hop into Dynamis. Get some money. Can you solo the last fight in Rhapsody's missions? I don't know. I haven't done the last fight in the Rhapsody's missions yet. I've did chapter 2, and I had a little bit of trouble on the fight with, was it Balneor, I think his name was? I already forgot. No, I got the trust for him though. Maybe he's over here. Balamor. I think that was his name. Negative. Cannot solo the last. Well, that's no good. Can you 3-box it? Why is this thing not dead yet? Weapon skill, Sanguine Blade, Warple Blade, Spirits Within. We'll do Warple Blade when it pops back out of its shell. Not that I think it's going to do a ton of damage, but... so the final fight is that difficult. Well, that's no good. Big drop in HP right here. Only did 4k damage, but these are using eminent weapons, so, you know. Unless you are a cat, the point beast, or red mage. Oh! Well, not one of those. Not yet. It's Lanos! Happy... oh, I forget what today is. Happy Wednesday! Well, that's something to work on. And put Shinru to shame. So, while she's finishing this up, I'm going to go ahead and get Dent into position. We'll go hop on to... let's do Vulcan, because I like Vulcan. We'll do another home point. We'll do current region, northern, by the entrance. Actually, I really don't need to kill this guy. I could just use my warp ring and warp on out, but I always like to finish what I start. Oh, so close. Still has a sliver of health left. There we go. Now let's get out of here. Except I don't have a warp ring equipped. Like a noob. And while we're changing zones, let's see if I can pick up something on a the auction house for my grip. That'd be a good idea. Made 1 million so far. Congratulations! Takes a while to make your first million. Doesn't take very long to spend your first million, that's for sure. Be careful. Whiskey. Just sad. Alright, to say ROV last fight, walk in the park, that would be you walking on lava in space on the sun. Where's Volcrum? Where's Volcrum? Using tabs. Dental should be in Volcrum Dunes momentarily. Go ahead and get the Eminent Sickle back in the equipment deal here, and then swing by an auction house. Go to another home point. We want current region. We want southern is fine. And auction house. I'm not sure if... I probably want an increase in double attack would be my guess. It's difficult to 6-man it. Stupid notorious monsters don't like to proc for higher currency. No, they don't. Which is why I cheat and bring in 2 procers in addition to Mayakov and anybody else that I can fit in the party. None of my stuff is selling. Alright. Let's look at this. Weapons. Ammo miscellaneous. Grips. Let's see what we got on here. Enmity -3. Charisma +4. No. No. And maybe, but not really. Double attack +3%. Alright, how much does that go for? Oh my gosh. Let's hope this one doesn't sell for 10 million. The last one sold the day after Christmas for 1 million. Let's just try 500,000. You were unable to buy for 500,000. Of course. Let's try 900. You were unable to buy. Okay, I'm not going to spend more than 1 million on this thing, especially with how slowly it sells. Still can't believe I'm going to put that much on there, but you weren't able to buy. Okay, we're not going for that one. Accuracy, no thanks. Only 2 J shells in 3 days. Yeah, the J shells, they're not selling very quickly on my server. Oh, that's not true. They are selling quickly. I just refuse to undercut these items. Normally crit is a good thing, but we don't want that for what we're trying to do. Attack +1, attack +3. Charisma, fast cast, and enhancing magic skill. Mind. That's it. Well, we're not going for any more grips. I mean, I could swing over to Upper Juno, take Song's grip from him really quick, but I don't think we're really going to need it. I mean, a double attack, that would have been neat, but I don't usually go for the HT notorious monsters anymore. Okay, high tier NMs anymore. Is that for the 100 coins or just for stuff? Current region. Let's do northern by the entrance. Yes, please. We're wasting time on our food, obviously. I want silver pieces and 100 binds. Nothing wrong with that. I need a lot of silver pieces myself. A lot of silver pieces. Alright, so we are going to go to Volcrum Dunes. Teleportation Assistance. Original release. I need to just add Volcrum to the favorites. Go there every other day, if not every day. Kitty, you're gonna fall off my lap. Hi. Woke up all startled. Alright, so we're gonna need a follow. And assist is there, so keep Dent following. Dent still needs to get a lot of skill ups as well, but I think he'll be okay for what we're doing here tonight. We're gonna go ahead and put the Dentral in first. Temple, inspect it. Be sure you don't go in without your sub job. I did that once, it was not fun. Support jobs unlocked. Hopping in. Alright, our monks in a bad spot these days. Hardly see any, and monks was my first class and still has a soft spot for me. People want 4 or 5 jobs in me. Beast, Paladin, White Mage, Geomancer, Core. Got nervous, lower pieces didn't start selling till today. Yeah, it's... I don't see any monks either, and monk is my favorite. That being said, I refuse to play it until I can do it right, and I don't even have a black belt right now. I want a black belt. I'm like 2 items away from having it too. So all in good time. Go ahead and get some trust NPCs on me. Spectral Jig is good. And then job ability spam there. I don't know about Coltada. Nah, I'm sure he'll be fine. And then let's go ahead and get follow, followed with Spectral Jig. And then assist is fine. So we got Coltada simply for more XP and more conquest points. Kupelfried for the exact same thing. Mayakov to help us get some procs. Korumoru to keep us alive. And apparently there was one more that I was going to go for, but I already forgot who that was. Sorry I asked much. Saves me a lot of Google time. No, that's okay. That's fine. I will gladly share what information I know. I don't do endgame, though, at the moment. Endgame burns me out, and I want to try and get as much stuff done in the old world before I hop into endgame and forget about it, because I'll be honest, once I start, it's going to be like 3 years will go by and I'll get all the gear that I want for all the jobs that I want, and then be like, oh, they're shutting the game down, but I still need to do this, 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 and this. Alright, so we got our first 10-minute. Lanos Rep does have a ton of info. I'm not on Dark. I am on Warrior, and I'm just using the sickle for skill ups. I think my Dark is still level 75. That is... yeah, I am on Warrior. And I am looking for... job... yeah. Status. Job levels. Dark Knight is still 75. Goblin statue. Click that. Just that. Didn't even aggro the summoner. Kill it, kitty. Spectral Jig. Spectral Jig. Alright. We got our first 2 time extensions, and it didn't take us that long. Now we're headed off to Yagudo Camp. We're gonna find the time extension there. That looks like the NM. Nope, it's not. That looks like the NM. And since it's right here, it's not during the time of day that we can proc it though, so we're just gonna kill it. Maybe we'll get 100 coin. It's not very likely. But maybe we'll get a skill up at the same time. Kill it, my kitty. Scratch the tree. Alright, we got another route we don't want. Alright, so we're gonna run back this way. Treasure pass. I'm gonna have Dent do the same thing. Treasure pass. Alright. Done. If we were gonna go and try and defeat the boss, then yeah, definitely. Chance of proc is lower the less TEs you have killed. Exactly. We only had 2, and it wasn't the correct time of day anyways. So, you know. And every time I have procced it, still never saw any 100 coin drop in this zone. Uberimu, on the other hand, yeah, that place drops 100 coins. Like, last time I was there, it's like, hey, look, another one. We got like 3 or 4 in one night, in one run. I was all like, well, forget these other mobs. Let's just focus on the notorious monsters. Kill them. Happy memories. Alright, there it is. I was thinking maybe I need to get the wide scan out for this one, because this one could be anywhere, but no, not this time. Come on, Senor Dent. Or Senor Dent's kitty. Spectral Jig away. And away. Right now all we have left is the 20-minute extension, and this is going to be the one where we have the hardest time finding. It'll probably be the Adamant King image all the way over by Secret Beach. You get the 4th time extension farm, right? Yeah. We've already got 4. We got the War Chief one, we got the Goblin one, we got the Yaguda one, we just got the, there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to get the 5th one, which is going to be the 20-minute one. He's probably in the back. He's always in the back. Except for that one time that it was the War Chief one, and it was surrounded by 12 orcs, and they all aggroed me, and I was like, oh, this is going to take forever. But, nah, it only took like 5 minutes. It just felt like forever. There's what I love about the kitty and her fan-shaped AoE attack. Sergeant Tombstone. What we want. Another Sergeant Tombstone. Okay, I'm not seeing the War Chief. Unless it's around here. Nope. Let's go and get wide scan out, see if maybe it be the Goblin statue. Nope. Goblin replica. Alright. Now that we've covered a little bit more different distance. Actually, I should be doing this on Dent. He's got a much wider wide scan being... Nope, there it is. Don't even need to waste time on that now. Is that it? That's replica. That's not it. Watch the Goblin statue be surrounded by a bunch of hippogriffs. That wouldn't be too bad. This is the perfect time of day to proc hippogriffs. There's another replica. There it is. You on Quetzal 2, Lenos? Forget which server Lenos is on. It would be neat if we were on the same one, but I get him bailing me out all the time. Is there anybody else in here? Nope, just us two. So let's go ahead and for the last couple of minutes proc these guys now that we got all our time extensions. I'm thinking about it though. Alright, kitty, do your thing. Alright, and get a job ability spam on this. Already got the proc. Get a kill on this one. We didn't get any coins though, did we? No, we got 1 coin. Hoping for more coin. Oh, I know who we're missing. We don't have a thief in the party, so there's no treasure hunter. Oh, that might be a problem. Job ability spam. Alright. I would join your link shell and quits. I've got a couple link shells right now. I've only got a sack for 1. I know a couple of sack holders though in this one, so if you ever want to, but Bum Cow! Happy Tuesday. No, it's not Tuesday anymore. Happy Wednesday. Oh, silly me. Oh, I need to change the message now because we got our club skill capped, and now it's capping scythe. So let's kill this thing while we do this, and then delete SCYTHE update. There we go. All right, where to put my controller? Put it right here. I don't like only getting 2 coins at a time, so Koltada, you are out of here. Let us bring out Miss Nana. Her treasure hunter isn't awesome, but it is better than nothing. And I think we can get 1 more proc. Let's see if we get 4 coins this time. Dang, Makov. Wow. Hey Dan, is there anyone else in that dynamis? No, it's just me and Dentril right now. At least the last time I checked. Yep, just the two of us. Cyndaquil and Dent. That'll probably change here in a moment. Oh. So 1600, let's go. It's almost a drunk day. Yes. Thank goodness for that. Let's run behind the dude. Not a dude, it's a hippogriff. And let's go for the trees. Since the trees are closer. You would like to farm sheep, trents, and fungars. Alright. Well, these are the trents. That's kind of like a little itty-bitty circle, but as soon as we start on the fungars, it's usually an invitation for a dozen other players to show up. And go to the exact same camp that I'm at. And I'm like, ah. That's okay. I don't mind the other camps since I don't have any problem killing these dudes. Why am I getting green, not red? I don't know. I'll go over here. You can get the pup items from the mobs, and they are at the 2 pup spots. That's right. I should have a water. Or no, maybe I already traded the water. Here, let's see. Goes bam, bam, and I forgot to use my Trizec ring. Let's go ahead and get that on for all additional capacity point bonuses that we can do. Dent might have one too. Okay, we got the Nightmare Bud and the Log. We don't have a Nightmare Water on us yet, so as soon as we get that, we'll go ahead and very close to each other. How many time extensions? Oh, Lanos. How many time extensions do you got? And somehow I went ahead and aggroed, count them, 1, 2, 3 Trents. I don't think this one's been proc yet, though. Now it has been. Let's just go and start backing up while we get the kitty killing it. Alright, ability spam on that. And that. 1, 2, 3 coins and a forgotten touch. See, this is what I like better. Getting at least 3 coins, not just 1 or 2. Now, that being said, I'm doing a lot more damage to these things than what I like them to be doing. That die procced quickly. Alright, you're probably getting the yellow one, which looks green, which means you're missing 1 or 2 time extensions. 4, yeah, that's why. Well then, let's just go ahead and join up with this one. And then hit the kill button again. This ought to finish it off. Treasure? Do we have the water yet? Don't look like it. It'll eventually pop into our inventory. I don't know where the other time extension, or where the other force pup is. Although I suppose it's really easy to look up, isn't it? Let's see. The best way to do this. I feel like I'm already at capacity as to making sure I get the procs and this, that, and the other. Oh, I know. Do it on this one right here. No wonder not getting many drops. Yeah. There was a time that I would try and... It was in a Dynamis Tavnazia. Every time that I tried to go and get the time extension for the goblin statue, which was with the fish, I would always aggro all the true sight mobs that like to cast Doom on me. And I have been doomed before. That was not fun. Spam. Okay. Go ahead and join in on it and get some kills. Yo. Alright, I'm gonna open... this is gonna take forever. I'll find the map. Let's do Dynamis. Fulcrum. Like that. I see it now. Okay, it's gonna be over with the fungars, so I'll find it. Taurus runs suck. I mean, back when I was soloing it on my thief, and you know, I simply didn't have the DPS to take care of them in time. Yeah, I had some trouble. I don't think I have trouble anymore. Not with all the this. Try it solo as thief without trust. That is a major. Yeah. Is it worth doing the Force Notorious monster here? If you get the drops, then yes, it's worth it. Come on, camera. Don't be like this. I think that's already proc, so let's just kill it. Personally, with the numbers I have done with Thief Main, yes and no. I mean, if you get it, it's worth it. If you don't get it, then no, it's not. I've never seen 100 coin in this zone. I don't, because the time it takes to kill and the low chance of the 100 coin to drop. Yeah. That being said, though, they drop more pages that you can use for popping the higher level dude, which I don't really want to do. But you can trade those pages into the Gobby box for daily points. So there's that. And if you have mules, you can send those items to your mules, and they can also trade in the deal for more 50 points. And not that the 50-point Gobby box is going to get you a lot of cool stuff. 99 times out of 100 you're going to get crap from that. But not one time out of 100 you might get something neat. And I'm going to say neat, not good. Oh, we got aggro. I think this is the paladin. Oh, we got lots of aggro. Can't tell. Let's just... What did he use? Oh, mighty strikes. Okay, yeah, let's just kill him. Hit the warrior. Warrior is dead. This one looks like... I can't tell if it's a black mage or a red mage. Whatever it is, it's going to be dead now. Did you get something neat from it? The neatest stuff that Cyndaquil's gotten... A rawhide vest. I haven't upgraded it yet. And the other neat item is actually on a mannequin right now. Be under storage? Yeah. Here we go. The Hachiru Haramaki. And I will be honest, my heart stopped for just a moment when I saw that pop up on the screen. I was like, oh! I mean, it's nothing that you want to wear now. I mean, yeah, you want to wear it now. It was that piece that dropped off Pandemonium Warden. That was the notorious mob in FF11 that made the nightly news. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna keep that. But you know, it's neat. Honestly, with Thief Main and Red Prockin high tier mobs, you will bring about 15 to 20 singles into time to kill one of the. Yes, this is true. And kill. Oh, we also got a broken Lu Sheng's rod using the Gobby boxes, and my alchemy mule, which is a Dark Knight. She's been getting a ton of upgrade pieces for White Mage Relic. Go ahead and click this, and then click this, and then we'll kill that. It's kind of like the goblins telling my Dark Knight, you should level White Mage. You want to level White Mage. And I'm like, I really don't want to level White Mage. But, oh well. Maybe we'll do it someday. Lord knows this server needs it. Ah. Come on, quit trying to proc them up and just proc it. Burning daylight. Oh, we're not burning that much daylight. We just a little bit. And nope, he be dead. And we be stuck. Great. It's okay. We sub dancer, so we can erase the bind. We can go here and proc ourselves another one. Like that. The famous mob that took way too long to kill the first time people tried it. Yeah. And I don't want to give those players grief. I'm sure they knew what they were doing. No one had ever done it before, so every time that they thought they were close, you're like, surprise, I've got another form. And you're like, really? And, you know, after you put that much time into it, you don't want to give up. And you're like, alright, we can do this again. And it's just, stuff started getting bad when they were worried that players were starting to get sick. Because they've been, it was 18, or 17 or 18 hours before they finally called it off. Because they didn't want something bad to happen and then be a cautionary internet tell. The way I remember it, I heard it was 17 or 18 hours. That may be an exaggeration. I couldn't imagine them giving up after just mere 10 hours. I mean, 10 hours, sure, that's a long time for one mob. But that's just a little bit longer than a regular workday, too. 18 hours, that's when it's like, okay, I'm starting to, you know, I need to go to work soon. We've been up all night. That kind of thing. Alright, let's spam this. Spam that. Check our... Never mind, let's just kill this. And then check our treasure. Do we have... No nightmare water. Do I have it in here? Nope. Weird. Usually these nightmare waters drop like nothing. Only when you need it. Only when you need it. Did remember it was crazy. I've never fought the dude. I've seen screen caps of other players fighting him, but my big end game since I was monk was with salvage, and even then I wasn't exactly sure on the whole mechanics of what needs to go, what we're doing here. It was another dude that was in charge of that one. And basically he told me where to go, and I would go. He told me what to hit, and I would hit it, and I would just show up on time, and that was the kind of player I was. And I was fine with that. Let someone else do all the responsibility. I'll just punch as hard as I can. Best I've gotten from the Gobby Box is a Spiritus, which is a summoner staff of Tier 2 Notorious Monster in Estra Ruan. That's really cool. Looks like this one's been staggered. So let's hit the kill button. And hopefully Koromoru won't die. Well, hopefully he will. Always like it when we can get the Koromoru killed. We haven't done today yet. This rawhide deal for my thief, though, I haven't decided what would be the best way to upgrade it. I need to look at it some more. I mean, my Beastmaster can wear it too. And to be honest, that would probably be the better way of going, since my Beastmaster can solo so much stuff. Estra is still a mystery to me. No idea how to start there. It comes in two flavors, I've noticed. Players either find the Estra areas really, really, really easy, or really, really, really difficult. At least the ones in my link show, the way they talk about it. I've stumbled in there a couple of times, but I haven't really done any, you know, notorious monster farming or anything like that. The link show earlier, they were going in there and they needed a tank and a healer, and I was thinking about joining them, and then I thought, you know, you haven't been sleeping well, let's just go ahead and take a nap. That's what I did. I'm getting old and I need naps. And we got a proc on this one. And it's a mixed opinion to me. It's Ryzen Jima, on the other hand, I hear is just really rough. It's like the tier 1 mobs, okay, you can handle those if you're in best of the line gear, but anything after tier 1, you need a ton of accuracy to be able to hit. You will need to get through it though if you are going to be going after the Ionic weapons. Yeah. That's been staggered. Let's get a relic weapon first before we go after the Aeonic. At least that's the idea. Alright. Another job ability spam. Follow with another one of these. Follow with another proc. You're getting a ton of procs tonight. Of course I said it out loud. I need to remember to quit saying that. Because every time I say that, it always bites me in the rear. And we stop getting procs. Well, I'm also in the process of gearing up again. Got a 119 from Alluvian, so kind of lost where to go from there. Wish I could help you. I mean, the site that I use is probably not the best one. I do a Google search for FF11 Pimp My Tune. And it brings up little checkboxes, what job, what's your race, and what's your main weapon. And then you can put in some parameters in there for what job abilities that you're wanting the best items for, or just an overall best in slot kind of deal. And it's got item weights for all the different gear. And then it'll list it all in order of what's best to what's not so best, and provides links to BG Wiki and FF11 Auction House and all that other stuff so that you can have a rough idea where to get it. I think it's a better site for gearing up on the way to 99, for me anyways. Is there a Yagudo on this side? Nope. Good. I wish I knew the site I have never been to. Let me see if I can find a link for it. I mean, I don't have it favorited. Let's see here. Type it in here. To be quite honest, I just always do the Google search. FF11 Tune. Come on. You can do it. Oh. Hit my gear, not tune. And the first link will be something called FF11 Lachios Equipment. So here's the link. There you go. Paste. Same thing. There we go. Alright, and give it a whirl. Like, you know, take it with a grain of salt. It's just a guide. And I'm not sure how they apply their weights, what's more important, accuracy, and dependent upon what you're doing, too. But, I don't even know what time it is. Are we still on trees? Oh, I guess we're still on trees. Is that one procced? Get this one. The little job ability spam, and then our final one, job ability spam. What are they talking about now? Look, man. Yeah, never mind. And then, yeah, Mrs. just came back. Wonder what she brought me. What'd you bring me? Huh? Good swift kick in the butt. They don't sell those. Oh, it's after 2400 hours, so we need to stop killing these guys. Go ahead and kill this, and let's go kill some fungars. If there's anybody else left in the zone. Nope. Cannot find goblin statue. Sometimes the goblin statue is way over by the zone for Lathine Plateau. Or at least in that general direction. I found them all the way over there. No, take them out, cookies.
Come on. Yeah, first you put stuff.
Yay. Ah. Hershey, no kitty. No Hershey kisses on the floor for you.
There.
Thank you very much. Here, let me pull up the map because it'll be easiest. The goblin statue can be... I usually find it along the road. You can start anywhere from this oasis, and I found it as far away as over here, so... Look in this area. And use your wide scan. Wide scan makes it easier. It's usually at the very bottom of the list on the wide scan, too, I find. Not always, but... usually. Alright, so Fungar, ability spam. Yeah, the lower level one tends to be way over by the Cactars. I got lucky tonight, it was by the Oasis. I was all like, score! We got statue aggro. Not that this is going to be difficult to finish off, but we're getting aggro left and right. Let's go and get the statue first. I should be using just a simple assist macro on this one, but this guy won't be alive much longer. And then follow it up again. There we go. To be honest, I used Falkirk's guide on FF11 Auction House. Seems like a very good guide. I've seen some really excellent guides on FF11 Auction House. Basically everything that I looked at for my pally was from there. Unfortunately, everything I looked at also is basically you want to use this upgraded relic equipment piece or this upgraded artifact armor equipment piece, and I'm like, wow, it's going to be a lot of upgrades. And I don't think that the paladin guide I was looking at has been updated for all the Ryzenjima and Escha zones, but you know, it'd still be a decent starting out kind of thing. Alright, we're gonna kill this. We're probably gonna get those Yagudo when we go after these other Fungars, but oh well. We got some sound aggro. I do have a ranged attack. I don't know why I never use that. Because I never think of it, that's why. That one has been staggered. We got our scythe skill up to 237. We got a ways and ways to go. Alright, we got the priest. Let's just kill the priest. It's always neat. We can actually get the priest deaded before he uses a benediction. Just like this time. Before the kitty cat kills the mushroom, let us get it proc. One thing I found that I don't like about that FF11 gear site, won't let you set up dual wield option on Thief. Really? I always thought I could. There's like a little check mark down at the bottom, if I remember correctly, as to, let's see. Yeah, I don't have it open right now, I just copied the link. I want to say it was down next to, yeah, include all duplicates, and right above it is a little check mark for dual wield. And I thought it worked for Thief. Thief, Mithra, click the Nun, switch it to Dagger, and then Pimp Me Out. There we go. It shows the Aeneas for the main hand and the Taming Sari for the offhand. Apparently, this paladin has decided to go and use Invincible. Not that it's going to save him. It's going to slow him down. I'm not going to use the kitty cat deal yet. With this proc, because kitty cat would aggro all of them right now. Of course, it would put Aeonic Dagger as main. Well, you know, looking at best in slot, you don't have to go after that way. Okay, I don't have 8. Somebody else does. We got a Valor Cape. Alright, let's back up a little bit. Or a lot. I know Kitty's gonna aggro most of these, but maybe I can get this one. I have no idea who has hate. Is it Dent? Or is it Non-Amigo? It's going to be the Kitty after this. Definitely the Kitty after this. And there. With my focus, I want it puts blurred down. I mean, I don't know how Aeonic weapons are going to be. Is that something that could even be attempted to solo, or are you going to need all your friends helping you all the time? Let's go ahead and try popping a Notorious Monster. I think... There it is. I don't know what the pop item is. I'm going to assume that it's going to be the bud, because that's kind of like a plant. But I would have also assumed that the Nightmare Log would have popped the tree, so here's my logic. Okay, it wasn't the bud, unless it like popped behind us. We'll do the log, because that's also kind of like a tree. Hello, Lost Fairy Ring. Ability, job ability. Oh my goodness! So much damage. This wasn't a good idea. Kitty, kill it quickly before it kills us. Curing Waltz 3, where did you go? Dent's down to 70. That's our... Oh, this was not a good idea. Dent is dead. Alright, try and keep yourself alive. Love all that is holy. Maybe we'll get some skill ups at the very least. No, we're so dead. Go on, Mayakov. Save me. We're paralyzed. Let's see here. Maybe I can get a warp ring going. But probably not. Oh, we did get a healing waltz off, so... And then we got ourselves killed. Back to the home point. Alright, so... I'll wait for all the drops. Oh, we didn't get the Valor Cape. So, well, we didn't get both Valor Capes. Or another Nightmare Bud. We got the Forgotten Touch. And the Bard's Roundlet, because... Yay, Bard. I remember the first time that I pulled regular Fairy Ring, and I didn't know about the AoE poison that it does. And it hurt really, really hard. It doesn't help that our skill wasn't that high. It doesn't help that a lot of the gear that we're wearing is item level 105. So we were only item level 113 instead of 117 or even 119. There were a lot of things not in our favor. That being said, not having what's the word I'm looking for? Re-raise up would have been a okay. Well, that's all the dynamis for today. But with the updates that they've had to Rhapsodies of Vana'diel, you just have to go back in, get your time extensions again, and fun. Alright, let's go and get that. Travel to another home point, current region, northern Zandoria. Entrance is fine. Yes, please. Cynical, if you could do the same, please. Go to another home point, current region, northern, by the entrance. Yes, please. Alright, so the nightmare log for the Fungar Pop is best for trading to the Goppy Box for 50 daily tally points, in my opinion. You can do what you want with my opinions. I'm just saying. Unless you get like some truly happy mages that can take it out. And I'm sure there's better strategies out there. I was not set up for it. I underestimated it. There you go. I still can't solo the normal mobs for CP. Yes. Ryzenjima. That is... the way it's been described to me is it seems like it's a throwback to good old FF11 days when the game used to be really difficult. And to be honest, it's probably not as difficult as what the game used to be. I mean, it used to be, even just doing an experience points party, you needed so much accuracy just to hit the very tough to incredibly tough mobs so you can get the best XP. You needed accuracy food, you needed a best in slot sushi, you needed, you know, you didn't need Peacock's Charm, but it was a really good idea to have one. There it is, Volcram's Dune. We kinda got out of that. Ryzenjima requires 1000 accuracy to even hit the mobs. Yes. We've gotten out of that frame of mind. Where basically, if nobody has the gear, you're going in there brand new, fresh, just got level 99, you have no job points, you have terrible gear and all that other stuff, then yeah, you're gonna have a little bit of trouble. But I mean, I don't know how it is on all servers. I know on this server there is a mentality of, hey, let me join your party and auto follow you, and I'm gonna go AFK for 3 hours and leech all the experience points. And that's how we get to 99. And then if you want your combat skill ups, then just go attack a dude outside of adoulin with a really hard shell for half an hour or an hour or a day. And you can do that AFK with trust NPCs, as we saw earlier. Yep, have the necklace too. Was so nice to have for XP. Yes. It was when I was saving up for my cross counters, and I had enough money for the cross counters, and then I was just waiting for somebody to put cross counters up on the auction house. Nobody was putting the cross counters on the auction house. So I was like, well, what am I gonna do with all this money? Hey, look, Peacock Charm's up. I'll get one of those. And I still wear it. Does Dent have it on him right now? He does. Even at 99. This is inspecting Dentrol. There it is, Peacock Charm, rare. Me and a couple friends used to actually farm the BCNM that would drop it. And we did actually get it to drop once, and not know your job. Exactly. But I don't think that they're interested in not knowing their jobs. I don't think they're interested in knowing their jobs because I really don't know it. You see me playing on warrior here. I don't do anything warrior like. I play all my jobs like I play my monk. You just walk up to the mob. I don't even use my ranged attack macros. And I punch it in the face until it dies. Alright, that's the Sergeant Tombstone. We need to find ourselves here. I can't... The shadows for cross counters and... Wow. That was at level 50 and as my highest level job. There's the Tombstone. So I wasn't in a... I didn't feel like I was in a position that I could camp it. Oops. So basically all my gear was, if I couldn't get it off the auction house, then I wasn't going to be getting it. That being said, I never did get Dunes boots. I really wanted the Dunes boots. I've said this before, but this game has catered to casuals. Yes. It's when... I mean, I know they're not actually going to port this game to the mobile phone market. They ported a game that's FF11-esque to the mobile phone market. And it kind of looks neat. But that's going to be the, you know, true epitome of what this game has become. Alright, Spectral Jig there. Camp that Cactar as well. Oh. Memories. That was the whole reason I was in salvage, was so that I could get the boots or oh, I don't remember, Usakane, I think is what it was. And I got 2 out of the 3 items needed to make them. All we were waiting on was actually surviving the fight with the Madame Oragogo, the frog. And she would always have this AoE charm thing that would turn everybody else into frogs, and we were never able to get her DPS'd down in time, which was a true shame. But and it was around, I guess, that time that Lich King and WoW went live, and I was like, I'm gonna play WoW for a while. I did play it for a while. Alright, we got ourselves the goblin statue. And now we're just going to... I hate it when I'm running this way and all the trees turn. This is not the time to be rocking this tree, but hey, we killed him once, we'll kill him again. Assist. Like I said, maybe we'll get lucky. If nothing else, maybe we'll just get a proc. You have all the Usakane. Awesome. So awesome. Remember I went in there on Cyndaquil solo just to try it out. Hey, look, it's another redolent root. Just to see how much I could remember. And I will say one thing, soloing, you don't have to worry about who's getting what cells to unlock this, that, and the other, all that. You know, it's like really, really simple. But made it all the way to the boss, which was one of the chariots. I don't remember which one it was. I had forgotten all about homing missiles. And it caught me off guard. I just used a weapon skill right before it used homing missiles, and I didn't have any TP to heal myself because I was knocked down to like 1% HP, and I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, and I got myself killed when the mob had like less than 5% health left. It was just a sliver of health. So I have been considering streaming on weekends on FF11 to make up for typically not streaming. You know, I've been thinking of just continuing the stream on the weekends Because I would think there's, you know, a couple other players that would like to bump into that only get to watch on the weekends. That being said, the missus really has made it clear with me that she is not cool with me doing this every single day. Not that we really do all that stuff, but Lanos, if you want to stream on the weekends, then by all means, let me know what time. And I gotta tell the missus, no. I gotta watch Lanos rep. Dent, why are you so full of fail? Alright, now we lost the sneak, and look at that. Now we got aggro, because why not? 1, 2, 3, 4 time extensions. We still need to go ahead and get our 5th time extension. Alright, we got the kitty kill. Get a spectral jig, please. There we go. You too, Cindy Quill. Alright, now let's go see if it's... What was it, the goblin statue last time? But yeah. I just don't have a lot of followers, and I tend to do a lot of generic stuff. Hey! Oh, you do a lot of generic stuff. Look what I do. We're capping scythe skill. We just happen to be doing it in dynamis. I mean, we got ourselves killed capping scythe skill in dynamis. If I was to do a yearly replay reel, that would definitely make it on there. But no, I mean, people, the ones that are going to stick around, they're going to stick around because they're interested in what you're doing. If they click on there and you're not doing what they're interested in, they're not going to stay. And I'll be honest, I probably would have taken a break from this game now if it wasn't for you guys. Because it certainly makes it much more entertaining to get to chat with folks that are basically... I mean, I'm still soloing. I got Dentral in the party, but I'm controlling Dent. And I've got Songarthul somewhere, and I can control him too, but I don't play with others on this server as much. Even Korra, who is probably my longest friend on this server, we don't really do anything together anymore either, because he's in endgame, and he's focused in on that, and which is fine. I don't want to interfere with him gearing up all his jobs. There's our goblin statue. Is it right here? Did I run? I did run right past it. Can you believe that? But, and I don't barely even do voice. As long as you can keep an eye on the chat box, that's probably the hardest time, or the hardest thing I have trouble with, is, especially when it's getting hairy. Focusing on this, and that. That's my big fear, is like someone's gonna say something, and so like, wait. You need to do this first. And I'm like, oh, shoot. I already killed it. You know, that kind of thing. Spectral jig. What time we got? 10. We need to be going after bronze pieces, so let's go after sheep. Search. Area, current area. We're still the only two in here. We did get our 20-minute extension, did we not? Yep. Going this way. Yeah, that's come up a few times with me. I apologize for that. I mean, I remember the very first player who ever popped in and said hi, and it was probably during one of those times that I was focused on the screen for 3 or 4 minutes, and I didn't say hi back. And he left. And I was like, oh, shoot. My first Twitch fail. Well, you know, it's... And that was a long time ago. At least 4, maybe 5 months. I forget when I started this. Was it July? Oh, seems about that time. I didn't know we were fighting this crow. But it's okay. Oh, that's good. I panicked for a moment there, because Kitty Cat killed the crow. And that could have been bad, because when the Beastmaster's pet gets killed, they can charm you. Fortunately, that didn't happen, so all's well that ends well. Deciding what to do today, missions level Blue Mage. Do Reeves in different zones for CP buff. CP buff is definitely something to go after. Damn. Seriously. This noob. Well, still got to get my layout for stream set up, but we'll probably start with Dynamis Fulcrum Run. I'm all familiar with the Dynamis Fulcrum runs. Yo. Kitty. Alright. Spending way too much time on these Yagudo. We need to be killing sheeps. Lots and lots and lots of sheeps. Here. I always try to go for an educational deal. Not because I think the people that are watching don't know what I'm doing or don't know how to do it. And there's going to be a couple in there that, how do you do this? Why do you do that? Blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. It's more so that, you know, I'm uploading the stuff to YouTube so that I could watch it. Hopefully 10 years from now, although I don't know if YouTube's going to be a thing 10 years from now. And then the game, if it's still up, I doubt it, but if it's still up, may be completely different than it is right now. And then that'll be a little thing to myself to remind me why we're doing what we do, when we do. But, I don't know. Maybe not. Like, fishing in this game is not what it used to be. Huh? Fishing? This is true. When the game first came out, you would just type /fish, and then maybe you would catch something, maybe you wouldn't. Maybe your fishing rod would break. You had no control over it. That would be what I would be doing. My suggested tutorials or equipment runs, sometimes content I've never done before. I mean, you'll find what you like doing. The only suggestions that I've been told is just, if you're gonna do a schedule, stick to the schedule. It's like, if you're just gonna do weekends, you know, or even once a week, just be sure you stick to it so that your viewers know when to expect you. This is why I'm always beating myself up when I'm like 1 or 2 minutes late. And so like, no. Be on time.
And don't do it 5 days a week if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
How about 7 days?
Not either.
That was the missus 2 cents. Hey, we got another nightmare log. Maybe we should go pop that fairy again. Let's not. Get another proc here, and then another kill here. Alright. Need to find more sheep. Decent amount of bronze coins this way. Hey, I have a girlfriend and I can stream every day for as long as I want. Your girlfriend's in Korea, isn't she? Real girlfriend. She's a real girlfriend. I think they're separated by an ocean at the moment. Then again, she currently working in Korea. There, yep, see. Laugh a lot. I meet someone, quit, got married. Fun time. It would be really awesome is if I could get the misses into playing the game. So we could farm some other game.
You seem intent to just play that game.
This is the one that I'm good at. I'm not even that good at it. Oh.
I'm watching a guy who completely 3D printing a xenomorph from Aliens.
Oh, okay.
Like a costume. It's huge. Cool.
Okay. Sounds like it would take a while.
Yeah. Hours and hours. It takes hours just to print like smaller.
This game battery, although my girlfriend wouldn't mind, she probably would end up doing it. Oh, that's cool. Yes and no. If both halves play together, it is not that bad. I have seen this game, and I'm not going to use names, and if any of these parties are watching, and I apologize for airing out your dirty laundry here. I've seen this game tear a marriage apart, and then both parties remarry with players that they met in game. It does, and it could happen in outside the game too. You know, you can't blame the game for that.
Yeah, but when you're in a game and you're not doing anything together and you're spending more time with other people, doing that.
I have no idea what she said that last part, but it's okay. Let's back away a little bit so we don't get all the Yagudo ads. And let's get this one. Go with that. And then there. And it's only awkward after everyone breaks up and separates and remarries when we all end up in the same XP party again. You're like, oh no, you can't put so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so in the same party. First thing that was always funny is like you type in, alright, raise your hand if you've seen somebody without their pants on in the rolled in this party, and basically everybody but me was raising their hand. I was like, aw, feel left out. Let's go back over to this side. How we doing on time? We got another couple of in-game hours. Some more bronze pieces. And then I think we had a sheep pop right behind us. Alright. Proc. Proc. Got the proc. Get the kill. Wait a second. I remember what happened now. Okay, Coltada, you need to go. Release. Rust. Non-amigo. That's who I wanted. And I need to fix that macro so that this doesn't happen again. Or spell this right. N-A-N-A-M-I-H-G-O? Maybe? Probably not. Job ability spam, followed with another job ability spam, and that was already... My goodness. Only we could fight sheep all the time. I suppose you could, but... Double A, end of the first name. Thank you! Lanos, what would I do without you? It'd be like, why is it not working? All the time. Yeah, it's right there too. I could have looked at it on the screen, but Oh well. Alright, carrying waltz on me. Kill button on that one. Moru is down to 88 HP. He's so good if we could get him killed right about here, but nah, let's not do that. Alright, we got about another in-game hour. Let's get as many sheep as we can. How does it sell on your server? The coins? The bronze pieces sell for the most. They probably go for about 5k each, with the 100 coin, the silver pieces going for a little under 500,000, and then somebody sold a whatchamacallit, gold piece, I think, for 30 million. I don't know. I haven't checked the prices. I don't plan on selling any of my silver pieces or bronze pieces, at least not until after I get my shield finished up. The white shells are going for roughly around 400k. It goes a little above, a little below. The bind bills, though, are tanking. I think the last time I checked, the last 100 note bind bill sold for about 250k. So if you're selling your coins to fund your silver pieces, if you're selling, you're going to need twice as many bind bills to purchase the same number of silver pieces, but which would be cheap considering hundreds at 500k each is 20 million. Yeah, I mean, I did the math in my head. It's like, that doesn't seem right. It's like you're selling it at a serious loss, and maybe the guy that purchased it for 30 million turned around and stuck it back on the auction house so that he could sell it for a profit. But you know, the dude just had one and he wanted to move it, so like he planned on doing this and realized, no, this is going to be a better weapon, and yeah, who knows? Maybe they were just showing off too. Sell it low just to maybe set the prices for everybody else. Alright, good, we got it proc right before the time changed. Happy days there. Alright, kill is done. Let's get a spectral jig going here. Both the spectral jig here, and we're off to kill some trees. Be this way. Oh, but how are we doing on time? We got about another hour. I'm out of coffee. Nope, I still have a little bit of coffee. But it is very cold. We're gonna stop drinking that. Some people do post stuff to be first sell. Yeah. Assuming that no one's ever going to sell it again, so your name will be up there for a while. Somebody did a search all Dragoon and found that out of all the players online right now, there's only 4 Dragoons online. Of course, how many players are online total? 531. That's higher than normal. I'm assuming it's because we're on holiday. And spam. Spam. We can get this dude proc. There we go. There's something else I remember, and wow. It was like every time the holidays would come, you would have players that were back from school be logging in and trying to get as much stuff done as possible before they had to go back. It's Commander Denali. Good evening. Wow, 1,000 players on, over 1,000 players on Asura. Very nice. More than double what's on Quetzalcoatl. That's to be expected. I still want to log in during Japanese prime time, which, if I remember correctly, is like 5 or 6 a.m. my time, and just to see how many folks are online during that time. It wouldn't surprise me if there were over 1,000 Japanese players playing during prime time during the holiday season. Did we get bound again? Race. We didn't get that one procced at all. Do we have a nightmare water? Take a look. Take a look. I know I can take out the tree. No problem. Nope. Got another shell. Oh, I remember what that was from. No, fight musician. And kill. No, can't kill. That'll work. Damn, Leno. Whoa, we got not 20 minutes after dropping them all. Someone in my link show asked if I still had some to sell. You're like, direct them to the auction house. That's where they all are right now. You don't. This is the price that I put them down. Alright, I don't have a kitty mod up, so I'm going to move the controller here. Just to make it a little bit more easy. Of course, as soon as I do this, cat's going to come back going, what's this controller doing in my lap? Doing in your lap? It's my spot. There we go. A little bit of lag. Nothing to worry about. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I missed your first part. Okay, so yesterday I dropped the 5. Oh, the touches I farmed last week after spending 3 days trying to sell them. I missed that part. I thought it was the coins that you were selling. And when you said drop them, I thought you meant drop them on the auction house. Can't sell forgotten items on the auction house, can you? No, not yet. That being said, Square Enix is making lots of changes. It used to be you couldn't sell the coins on the auction house, and now that's the only way to do it. Yeah, I've got Song logged out in Upper Juno right now. Not logged out. AFK in Upper Juno right now with all my coins. And we'll see if he sells any. I seriously doubt it. I refuse to go that low. I've got mine for 1k a pop, which is still pretty cheap, but that's a decent amount. Kitty came back. Of course you would. Mrs. kick you out of the bedroom. Nope, never mind. Didn't want my lap. Fine. Run over here. Actually, let's go and get this one. Well, I think we're gonna aggro all of them. Actually had them at 100 gil each last night before dropping them. Did you try doing shouts too, just to let everybody know? End of the year sell. That's the thing I've noticed about with the FF11 auction house too, is that it'll show the zone shouts for everybody, but unless somebody is actually upgrading the relic piece, and you know, I'm sure the best time to sell them was when they introduced the upgraded 119 relic pieces. I think 30 or 40 of that sold at night. Yeah. That's, and how many I'm going to sell at a time too, I've noticed, is basically when you come across a player that needs to upgrade a piece, they're just going to usually use FF11 auction house to search, find somebody that's selling them in their bazaar. No, that's how I do it, at least. Well, used to do it at least. I don't do it that way anymore because I've got too many. But you know, I'm not doing it for the money. I could be farming other stuff and getting money for it, but I just like to make it available in case somebody does need it. I wouldn't mind even, you know, I guess you could stick them out there for like a 1 gil a pop. You don't have to worry about other players buying them from you so they can turn around and what's the word I'm looking for? Sell it to an NPC for a profit. And you'll have this one guy that'll just buy all of them because it's like, I don't need them, but they were so cheap. Alright, let's see if we can get the paladin killed quickly. Not quickly enough. Oh, never mind. Maybe that wasn't a paladin. Might have been a Sam. Oh! We're talking in Link Shell chat. Looks like the New Year's festivities will begin in Japan. They'll hit their midnight around 10 a.m. tomorrow, which will be cool. Forgottens don't vendor either. No, they don't. Because I would probably vendor mine so easily. At least all the extras. Keep a stack of 100, just in case you ever need it. You just sleep all my dudes. I can't believe you do that. Well, guess what? I'm gonna wake them all up. I can do that too. Alright, Dan. Kill him, please. Anyone figured out to get the couch? This. Divine? No, not divine. Curious. Where did it go? JA spam. It's already proc. Kill. Slash L2. I mean the green one from the Xmas event. See if I can help this guy out. He's probably talking about a different couch. How did we get that? I remember. If I remember correctly, I got mine from the Mastermind game in South Sandy, over by the auction house. It was a while ago, though. I need to get the coins, dice, and residue from WOE so I can get a few different weapon skills. New Year's Alter Ego Extravaganza starts Friday at midnight. Looking forward to that one. I don't know. There shouldn't be too many more that Syndical doesn't have that should become available with this one. I'm starting to worry if I should start doing these on my other characters so that when I try to do stuff solo on them in the future, I'll have access. Because I'll be honest, I make fun of Korumoru all the time, but honestly, I just can't imagine not having him in my party. He is so useful. For the Leaf Bench, it's any of the 3 country minigames completed 2 advanced games. Same, I'm missing about 2/3 of them. Make sure that I've just been told for the Leaf Bench, it's any of the 3 country minigames completed 2 advanced games. I've never counted how many trust I have. I always seem to be using the same ones. Much like Pokemon. It's sad because, well, it's funny because it's true, but alright, I know what I'll do. I'll just back up a little bit here, and I'll use the kitty kill button, and should be outside the fan radius. Except it's not. Well done, kitty. Well done. Okay, now that one's proc. Kill button again. Yay for Claw Cyclones. Oh, not Koru Moru and Kupo Free. Target the silly tree. Oh, it's all starting to lag up all of a sudden. Are you gonna hop in my lap this time, or are you just gonna be all weird kitty-like? Good. Oh, she's gonna be weird kitty-like again. I have 62 trust. Dang, Lanos. So I want to know is... Did you know that number, or did you just finish counting? Neither would surprise me. This controller. Kitty, what are you doing? You're making a ton of noise. Oh. Ton of noise for her. It sounded like she was, No, I say she's chewing on something. She's probably hungry. Oh well. And I still use the same 6 or 8. Yeah, it's... excuse me. Korumoru, always have, no matter what. Kupo Freed I've been using a lot lately. I haven't been using the tank trust too much anymore. Probably because I've gotten my paladin up to 99 and I can survive most things now. And paladin just doesn't do that much damage. Shantoto too should be in the party all the time. Because she is that good. Various Coffin I used to use a lot. I haven't been using him as much anymore. Another decent take healer combo is Rugajin and Melee Aliapo. I used Rugud, however you say his name, one time, and I wasn't impressed. Maybe I didn't give him a proper deal. Who I want, though, is a Zard. He would be. You can get more monks, more Galka in the party. I want to get Jochum, so I have a second Bard, and get Luzov or Koltada, so I can have a core as well. I use Koltada quite a bit. He likes to miss Chaos Roll. You got Scythe up to 251. I think you can get Koltada using the tutorial. Let me check real fast here if that was one of the ones on there. Objective list, tutorial, basics. Yeah, he's like the last one. And it was, I believe it was Lenos that told me about these. Start out with Call Forth an Alter Ego, and when you use that one, then it gives you the cipher for Valyna roll. Then learn Valyna roll, summon him, and you get the cipher for melee. Keep going down the list, so it keeps giving you a new one until you get to Jochum, which will be at the very last one. I don't like Jochum as much as I like Umiya, but Double Barge is pretty decent. He doesn't have sub-warrior, so no Voke, but they have synergy with each other, which gives Rugajin Holy and a Pally Double ability. Oh. I'm glad I was able to share what was shared with me. I didn't know about it either. I was all like, really? And I thought, out of all those, I already had them all. I almost had them all. I didn't have Adelheid, or the Scholar gal that I really don't care for. I thought I had her, because she was part of one of the fall trust extravaganza. Start heading this way because we're going to be going after Fungars again here pretty soon. But I didn't, so I was able to get her again that way. I think he gets Sentinel. Sentinel's a good spell or ability. My only complaint is the cooldown on it I think is too long. I think Sentinel should be up all the time, but that's just me. Alright, let's see if we can get some more procs before the time changes. Back. Ability spam. Kill. Maybe. Get it, Senor Kitty. Or Senorita Kitty. A little bit more here, a little bit more there. It's like the one thing about the Serpent General Paladin, he's got the two-hander. And I don't have any complaints against the two-hander. It's a great way to hold hate. But as far as damage mitigation goes, I think you really want that shield, but oh well. Also want to get Murmur so I can have another dancer for job ability spam and dynamis. I don't know if Murmur uses job abilities. Let's find out. I think I have her. Or maybe it's just Murmur 2 that I have. Because that one's a black mage. Oh no, I'm thinking of... No, there's Murmur 2. Do you have the first Murmur? Because she would be... right there. You do have her. Don't remember when I got her, but... Alright, let's knock out Mayakov. Release. And see how good she is. Trust. Murmur. I'll be honest. This outfit I'm not too partial for. I like the second one just a little bit better, but that's all black magey. And followed with this, going with that. Oh, that was weird. I don't know how I doubled my chat. Yeah. I do it from time to time too. It's usually when I say something embarrassing. Oh, let me guess, it's already after 2400, so this guy will not be proccing anymore. We need to kill it, then hit the spectral jigs, and go on to Fungars. Uh-oh, I just lost my video preview, but it just came back, so I think we're okay. I don't remember how I got mine. It might have been during the Summer Breeze event. I know you could get Murmur 2 that way. I don't know if that was one of the ones that you could also get during the summer, or if it might have been like a login event. I was just like, alright, we got that one. We never use her. Alright, so what we're going to do is, after we proc this one, hopefully not get ourselves killed in the process, we're going to back away. So Kitty won't... There we go. Kill aggro off me. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go this way now. Kill. Oh, there we go. Get another assist going with the dent here. Look at me, it looks like I almost know what I'm doing. Almost. Not quite. If I knew what I was doing, we would have probably stayed on the ugranites outside adoulin and have gotten our scythe skill capped up by now, but I wish they had the Shikaris as trust. I would use all three of them together for fun. I think they do. I've seen one of the Shikaris. I that other players use. I don't know if all 3 are available. But on the FF11 forums, typically I think you can find a link when they're talking about the the Trust Extravaganza. They update a list of all the Trust NPCs that have been released, and they give some cryptic descriptions as to how to unlock them. And that's how I was able to find most of the ones that I got for the Fall Extravaganza. But it is an old site. I linked someone in the link shell to it, and they laughed at me for using something so old. So I was like, well, not helping you anymore. But yeah. You can get Z, but I don't think you can get the others. Z is the Drake. You know, I play a Mithra and I can't tell them apart. I hate to say that. But yeah, I think Shikari Z was the Mithra. And that wasn't the button I was wanting. This is the button I was wanting. Dun-dun-dun-dun. I'm gonna go over this way. Let's get the one over here. And then this. Oh, that was fast. Another kill. So since we messed up earlier and we got ourselves ejected out of Dynamis, we're actually going to carry over a little bit longer than what we need to. That being said, we don't need to actually stay in here the whole 2 hours. But somebody in the forums asked the developers why it wasn't we didn't have any Blue Mage Trust NPCs that we could summon. And the answer they gave didn't make any sense. I mean, they could have just simply said it would break the game. Or they just didn't want to. What they ended up telling players, though, was the reason we don't do it this way is because we couldn't code the AI, because you would have to train your Trust NPC. No, that's not what they said. That's not what they said. They said since a Blue Mage is typically nothing but an empty vessel to begin with, where all they do is fill themselves up with the Blue Mage abilities, then they don't have the necessary soul to be able to, just going off memory here, to create the bond necessary. And everybody was all like, huh? And I might have misquoted that terribly. It's somewhere on the forums if you want to take a look at it, but yeah. I think they need to change where if you cast spells, Trust should attack too. That would be neat, but it would probably break the game too, where if you could just stand off to the back and send your Trust army in to attack, just like you can do with Beastmaster Pets and other dudes. Could you imagine doing blue spell farming to get your blue Trust to get spells? That would suck if you had to do it that way. But if you could actually teach your Trust NPC individual blue spells and actually have some control over which ones they use and when they use it, oh my goodness. As long as they had decent accuracy and could actually hit mobs, you could solo so much content with that. But first, they probably wouldn't have the accuracy necessary, so kill quickly. Ungar out of the way. Thank you. Let's get another double ability spam here. Wow, that was fast. I had Blue Mage higher on my list of things to do because I was under the impression the only way I was going to get into Dynamis Zarkabard solo was by doing it on Blue Mage. And I was going to level that one right. I was simply just going to farm my spells in order and then see what happened first. If I got all the spells that I needed, or if I got up to 99, chances are you're going to get to 99 before you get all the spells that you want. But I did get it up to 85 doing that, and I was having a blast leveling Blue Mage. And then a friend in the link shell said, "Oh, you need the win in Dynamis Bosadine." I'm like, "Yeah, I've had trouble with my monk and my thief getting in there." It's like, "Oh, that's no problem. I'll go in with my puppet master and we'll kill it quick." And he killed it quick, and it was like, wow. And then she took me the next day into Dynamis Zarkabard, and we got that win quick and scratched one more Xbox achievement off the list. Memories. Dentril obtains a cleric's cap -1. Means we need to level White Mage on Dentril now. Here, got that procced. I think it's okay. It doesn't look like the kitty cat's going to be able to hit that fungar there. Nope. Awesome. It's here. Get this there. And get this going. Ooh! Just like that. Awkward position to stagger a poor little mushroom that's leg raised up in the air. Dead. Alright, let's try a ranged attack. There's one. Any luck, it'll pull both of them. That is a little lucky. Oh, we don't have to worry about the Yagudo. Of course, the Yagudo will turn around and walk towards us anyways. Did that stagger? It did. Alright. Kill that one. And now we'll stagger this one. How far did you get on club skill today? We capped it today. We didn't have much further to go. Yeah, we got club skill up to 388. Yay. And then we went ahead and got greatsword capped a little bit further, 404. Because, believe it or not, warriors got better skill in it than paladin does. Oh no. So now we're working on the scythe. That was like in low 200, so we got about close to 50 levels on it. So then we'll have polearm and staff after this one. And thank you. We're getting closer to being able to jump back into Abysia. We still got a ways to go. But a lot of mobs to pop. A lot of little strategies to read to make sure that we don't do something wrong. Probably do something wrong. And Kitty just fell off my lap. Yeah, it's... Unfortunately, the dynamis farming will have to take a back seat once we get all our skills capped. Kitty, don't chew on that. Cat's doing her I don't care what you say or think deal, and she wants to be fed. That, then that, and then that. But if this gets us a little bit closer to our Aegis shield, then awesome. Alright, Lenos Rep is going to bed. Hopefully we'll be last night with back problem. I hope so. I hope you get to feeling better. Do you plan on staying up to watch the ball drop tomorrow night? Because I was thinking, since I don't have to work on Friday, keeping the deal going on for a couple hours later and wish you a Happy New Year's. But I don't even know if anyone's going to be watching Twitch tomorrow night. I mean, it is going to be New Year's Eve, so if you get bored, I'll be on. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time, and Happy New Year, just in case. We're going to go around this way. And over here. Kill us some more of these dudes. Get the attack button first. Then that. And then that. Then that. I might. I need to remember to get some, what's the words I'm looking for? Little fireworks for all my tunes, so every time that midnight drops into different time zones, we can set off a bunch of in-game fireworks. I got an alchemy mule. I can probably make a bunch of those. I will be on tomorrow night. New Year stuff is no big deal. We got a jaw point on warrior. Neat. I will probably be drinking tomorrow night, but I'm going to be staying home. Probably continue trying to cap our scythe skill, because I'm sure this will take at least a few days. Especially the way we're doing it. We might get lucky. But yeah, it's when I was in my 20s, it was a bigger thing to go out on New Year's Eve. Hell, the missus and I, we met each other at a club on New Year's Eve. We didn't start dating until like a couple months later, but yeah. That might have been different. I'd stayed in that night. Drunk FF11, that should be interesting. Oh, that's stupid. Drunk. I'll probably get something, you know, like light beer or Coronas or something. Ew. Oh, never mind. You already killed it. Alright, let's go over here. And now I remember what I was going to do earlier. Let's remove that one. Yes. And then that one. And then that one. Yes. I'm going to keep that one, though. I'm going to drop that. That. That one. Yes, I'm sure. Okay, that should be enough. I don't think I picked up any... I didn't pick up any of the dailies. And multiple enemies. This will be quick, though. Get this one done real fast where you go, yo, and bam. 500 limit points. Goes bam. We got a little bit more time that we can be farming the fungars. Back up a bit. Hit the kill button here. Koromoru is getting a little low on HP, but probably nothing that we can't handle. What I want is there's no liquor stores within walking distance to my place. I mean, I'm right across the street from Addison. You just have to cross the freeway to get there, which isn't that difficult. It's just everybody goes to Addison for the alcohol, and it's a pain getting in and out of that parking lot, which is a silly reason for not buying booze. But that's all it takes to keep me away. But I need more whiskey. I've been out for much too long. And it goes good in the coffee. It goes good in everything. Doesn't it, Miss Kitty? She's giving me the, why are you not paying attention to me look. It's more the, silent meows time. Gonna try a different approach. Breath. Maybe we need to brush your teeth. We're not gonna do that. Eat us alive if we do that. No one has been propped. No one been killed. Or it will be killed. Just like that. Alright, we can probably get another... maybe another 3 kills in there before we have to switch back to, who's next? Sheep? Sheep is next. And go for those 3 right there. That. Oh, hello with that. And then we're doing on time. Another 20 minutes-esque. See if we'll probably call it quits right at midnight. We'll exit out of the zone, trade coins over, count how many we've made, and then see if we've had a good night or not. I don't think it's going to be that many coins. Maybe 300 pieces. Let's do a switch over to here. Ability spam this one, and then be able to assist us here. I talked to a friend of mine earlier today, and we were talking video games. After telling him about FF11, I convinced him to start playing. He has never played before, so it's going to be a kind of refreshing to show him the ropes and help him get started. I've always wanted my drinking buddies to start playing this game, and they have humored me. They've always started, but they're used to World of Warcraft, and this is not World of Warcraft. Oh, we missed the time. Oh well, won't take long. Just go ahead and kill, and then move on to sheep. And I've always been... This was also back before we had level syncing and all that other fun stuff to make it easy. There was one dude, you know, he had a kid, so he would log on for a little bit, and it's like, oh, I gotta take care of the kid, and he'd disappear. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll go ahead and save this job at this level so that when you get back on, just send me a tell, and we can level together and keep our XP close to one another. Only he would then log in like 3 o'clock in the morning when I was in bed and gain like 6 levels while I was away. And it's like, oh, okay, well, we can't duo together anymore. He was a Guild Wars player in EverQuest. Okay. So, I've never played those two. This one guy I was talking about, he also played Guild Wars, and he was really big into that one. He thought I would like it. I never gave it a shot because, honestly, how many MMOs can you play at the same time? I've only been able to do 2. I never tried doing 3. And even then, I didn't play them well. You can do 3 at the same time. It's like I could do 3 as the mount. Yeah, I mean, if I was to have just focused on FF11 and nothing else, then I would probably be quite a bit further along than I am. But let's go this way. Hopefully we won't aggro the Yagudo. Not the Yagudo, the Quaid over here. But I would have missed out on some truly fun times in a lot of other games. Namely the, you know, I think I played WoW in its heyday, and a lot of players can say that. I shouldn't judge World of Warcraft's current expansion because I haven't played it. Although I have been told that while they do add quite a few new things to make it as entertaining as possible, I think a lot of their player base has just simply gotten burnt out. Okay, let's try the kill button again. There we go. I guess you can say that about FF11's player base as well. It could be said that Square Enix ran off all the old-time players that did stick with it. I've heard players say that. Whether or not that's true or not, it's tough to say. But it was when they added the item level gear, I think, and how easy they made it to get. I mean, and it's awesome that they can make it approachable for new players. You know, someone who's never played before, you know, there's going to be a learning curve, to say the least. FF11 certainly doesn't have any tutorial, or I don't think they do, have any real tutorial programs that show you what you need to do when you need to do it. I used to play FF11 on my computer, and when I was waiting for my party alliances to fill for certain events, I would put different game on my TV and play. My group was ready to go. Exactly. I remember waiting for our not dynamis, whatchamacallit, our Chains of Prometheus static, because we would do those on Sunday mornings, and our players were always late. They were never prepared. The guy would log in 10 minutes late, and he's like, alright, we're ready to go. He's like, oh, well, I still need a mule for gear. And I'm like, dude. And we were waiting for everyone to get ready, and it would be hours after the start time. I would have like Guitar Hero or something like that on the PlayStation 2, and just be playing that. Also, yes, Miss Kitty, watched a ton of movies that way too back in the good old days. I think I watched Fight Club no fewer than 600 times while playing FF11 and Warcraft. Batman Begins, a lot. Probably not as much as Fight Club, but it was one of those things that you're never really watching it, just more listening to it. And Netflix, while being awesome, but every time listening to it, especially the commentary, I would hear something different, and it would be like, wait a second, you've listened to this commentary, you know, a lot, maybe even 100 times. Sure, you've heard that before. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention that one time, or it didn't sink in, but little things like that, it just seemed like little bits were randomized here and there, but I'm sure the DVD wasn't set up that way. Me not paying proper attention is all. That's it. On the weekends when farming, though, definitely, that's how I get caught up on my anime backlog. I went too many years of not watching it, and now it's just never going to get caught up. Unfortunately, it's difficult to farm dynamis and watch anime and read subtitles. So I've been having to do English dubs. Can be good. It goes. But, oh well. It's the same general premise across. I used to put on movies or TV shows that were right at an hour long and watch them while farming dynamis and use them as timers. That's not too bad. Let's get a Curing Waltz on me. That one's been proc, so let's just kill it. Lanos, he was the one that I think he did 6 or maybe 7 dynamis full 2-hour runs back to back one weekend, and he said sure, he made a lot of money that day. He got a lot of coins that day, but his average coins that he was getting per run was steadily going down and down, just because your brain is starting to get numb. And I mean, you can even see it right now. I'm proccing the mobs and not hitting my Beastmaster ability to kill it quickly because, you know, I'm starting to fade, just ever so slightly. Back up a little. Good. Let's get this on here. I think what we're gonna do is just continue long enough to get all the Ordell bronze pieces that we can off the sheep, and then when it switches back over to white shell time, we'll call it quits there, exit out, and count our coins. Well, maybe we'll proc one or pop one notorious monster. Just to give it a try. Maybe we'll get 100 coin that way. It'll be a white. Oh, it might be a white shell. But I did try something different this past weekend, where to try and spend more time with the missus too. Where it's like, pick an anime series that you think I'll like. I'll let you decide. Just pick something that I think that she thinks that I would like, and we'll give it a try. Maybe spend some more time together. And I fell asleep in the first half hour. So that didn't work out too well. No, and then she tried a different series, and it was subtitled, and I was already tired to begin with, so you shouldn't watch subtitled stuff when you're ready to fall asleep. Unless you're really excited about it. Yeah. I just hope I wasn't snoring during it. That would have been embarrassing. Lost something. Oh, never mind. It was just a Amen voucher. We didn't lose that. I was worried that maybe we had run out of inventory space and coins were overflowing. I really don't do the Notorious Monsters in Volcrum anymore. I've had the worst luck on them for 100. Oh, I've never seen 100-piece drop in Volcrum. Boobarimu. That's where I see them drop. But for some reason, I keep thinking, well, let's give it a try. Let's pull this one. And then get that, followed with that, and then get ready to kill that. It's also nice to end the evening off with a notorious monster kill. Unfortunately, this tree that I usually pop, I think I've gotten everything equipment-wise that he drops. Which would just be the mace, but oh well. The Mullet pop-up mace, I think this is the one that drops here. Yeah. You could stick it on the auction house too, but I don't think it sells for that much. Does anything on the auction house sell for that much anymore? Except maybe the coins. Kitties are starting to circle. They must be getting hungry. Oh, that's been procced. See? This is me not paying attention again. Mondo apologies. Go up here. One more, two more. 2.5 game hours to go. 4 minutes left on my usual timer, so we're almost done. Scythe skill is at 266. Which is about 60 levels higher than where we started. This is the slow way of raising one's scythe skill for sure. But you get skill ups, make a little money. It's a fair trade-off. You'd be making more money if I was on Thief. We'll do that some other day. More procs. How you doing, Miss Kitty? Okay. I'll grab this so you don't sit on Gentral's controller. We gotta find more sheep. I think they're over here. There's 2. I'm close to 1,400. Ah. Alright. Ben's autofollow got turned off. Sometimes happens. Get him engaged. Hit the kill button. And more of those. It was a little bit close to the Quaid-off, but I don't think it's that close. Kill button there. Now the best luck I think I've had, the only luck that I've had with 100 coins has been in Dynamis Booburimu. I think the whole reason I haven't gone back there, knowing that I'll never see another 100 coin drop in there again. I would rather keep the memories happy. But, oh well. Death to the sheeps. Yups.
Oh!
Sorries. They're nightmare sheeps.
I don't care.
They respawn, dear. They scythe aggro. What about the mad sheep? Or the brutal sheeps? How do you get the name brutal? No, those are the way.
Those aren't cute.
Randy. Look at his name. Blackbeard Randy. I didn't name him.
Love that.
Uh-huh.
From them having me.
The high quality versions do. Yeah, this is a level 99 version too, so where is the, here we go, Blackbeard Randy. I thought you'd like the kitty.
Like the sheep more.
You like the sheeps more? Yeah, I kind of like the sheep pets too. They got the little sheeps on the Koer used to laugh at me whenever I bring out my sheep pet. He's like, why are you using that one? It's like, are you kidding? This was like 23 gil from the NPC. That's the whole reason. He's like, oh, no, stop using that. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, we've got less than 1 game hour. We're getting a ton of bronze pieces. Miss Kitty's headed that way. Work our way this way, kill the rest of the sheeps, and then work our way to the pop item. No, just gonna wait for this the bronze pieces to finish up, kill one notorious monster, count our money, and call it quits. So maybe another 10 minutes ish. It's been propped. Didn't even pay attention to that one. Go get this one. I love getting capacity points too in here. Not a lot of capacity. In fact, it's so few that some players would say it's not even worth the trouble. But I say it all adds up. I'm gonna be killing these mobs anyways. Sometimes you don't get capacity points. Like that one. Weekend days. Sluggish days. There we go. I'm starting to think it's not proccing. maybe the time is over, but no. It was just a slow. Alright, since we're going in the wrong direction now, let's start working this way. We might be able to get one more. I doubt it. There's like 2 minutes left. 1 minute left. Not gonna happen. Alright, spectral jig. Spectral jig. Do we have a nightmare water on us? We never got the water. Wow. I think we usually get those off the cactars. Maybe Dent has one. Dent's got one. Okay, so we can still pop it. At least I think it's the water. It's Dark Stay. We don't have Treasure Hunter on our main. We do have it on Non-Amigo. So maybe we'll get lucky on the 100 coin, but I seriously doubt it. Click. Like that. Find the triple question mark. Raid. The Nightmare Water. Okie doke. There is a big walking tree. Go ahead and get assist on here. We'll also get the kitty attacked on here. I'm not too worried about Treasure Hunter showing up or not. Actually, I'm now slightly a little bit worried about Dent getting himself skewered, but I think we can keep him alive. Alright, I forgot to be doing my job ability spin. Get that on there. Maybe proccing it'll help. Probably not. I still think it's awesome that I'm holding hate. Oh, never mind. Spoke too soon. What was that? Oh, okay. Leaf Storm, we need to get a heal on Dent. Never mind. Spam. More spam. Yeah, this is why we don't fight these guys. They just take way too long to kill. Or they're probably just doing it wrong too. So we got Kupo freed out, who doesn't help at all with the DPS or the cures. Murmur's not doing too much in the way of helping, but oh well, it's almost dead. We do got the kitty helping out. Drill branch. We're fine. Get a win. Come on, coins. We got Fiendish Tome 2, Chapter 4. Yeah. Alright. Let's Spectral Jig here, followed with a Spectral Gig here. We're just gonna run this way. We could use our warp rings and get out this way, but I'm just gonna go ahead and exit out the back door, and then we'll trade over our coins from Dentral over to Miss Cyndaquil, and then count how much we have.
Hey.
You leave the bedroom door open. Hey, look, you can see up Kupo Freed's mock or whatever it is.
He's got fur, not like he's good.
And from the waist down he is. He doesn't have anything underneath his robe. The first time I was running and it was his legs went across the screen. I was like, oh, I didn't want to see that.
There were.
Yes, yes, there are.
I'll just only enter.
Click that. Leave dynamis. Yes, I'm sure.
Time that I accidentally transform.
Transformer slash. Eye opening.
Robots don't do that. I mean, I
At
guess.
least not in the 80s.
No, it's just don't reproduce. Like,
This is true. Of course, then they introduced Michael Bay and the way they reproduce in that version. Thanks. And then open up the trade button, and we get the counter coin. See how many we get here. Okay, how did you fare on currency tonight? Let's find out. I don't think we did too good. We did have that one wipe earlier, and we had to start over. But we should have a decent amount of bronze pieces. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Almost 3 whole stacks of bind bills. 2 99s and a 90. 1, 2, almost 3 stacks of bronze pieces. So we're like 3 short of another 99. And then 2.5 stacks of white shell. So at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 coins. Not too bad. Of course, it was more than 2 hours that we were in there total, since we went in there for a little over an hour, got ourselves killed, went back in for a little bit over an hour. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get it converted over. Survival guide. Got that turned off. It's decent. I mean, it's pretty good considering we had such horrible treasure hunter. We just had the Trust NPC using her TH1. I don't even know if it ever procced, but there are some players that say don't even worry about procs. They take up too much time. Just kill the mob as quickly as possible. You're going to get more coins that way. I've tried that. I wasn't getting... I mean, if I'm not getting 4 coins a kill, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. So, you know. But 500 to 600 a night seems to kind of be on the upper end of what you can do in a 2-hour run. The fact that I've got 2 players working together, or 2 characters working together, probably makes it a lot easier, especially with the spike damage that the kitty cat can do. Alright, so we're going to add this one with one of these to get one of these. Alright, I'm going to do that again. One of those with one of those. Get one of those. Alright, so that's all our silver pieces. Now let's go over to the other place. Teleportation assistance, Budo. Original release. It's going to be on the next page, and it's going to be the very first one. And they're starting to talk about Star Wars in the link shell chat. Hopefully they don't do spoilers. I've been lucky. I haven't seen it yet. They were starting to talk about it at work when I was leaving. I'm like, give me 2 minutes to walk out the door and then continue your conversation, because I was like the only one that hasn't seen it. And they were all, what do you mean you haven't seen it? You're the resident nerd. And I'm like, I'm more science fiction. I don't like fantasy. Forget the fact that I play a game called Final Fantasy every night. Let's not mention that. That being said, I really don't like... Well, that's not true. I've played some sci-fi games. I really enjoyed Mass Effect. And the Star Trek Online MMO, I think, because it's still up, is very decent. I did enjoy X-Wing and TIE Fighter back in the 90s on the PC. Those were excellent games. That should be all the 100 bind bills that we get, and then teleportation assistance. Original release. Next page, we're looking for Castle Ostroja. Using tabs. I think what other sci-fi games I played that I liked. I guess Halo. Now, Halo doesn't count as a fantasy game. I don't even know if it really counts as a sci-fi game. Got sci-fi elements to it, but oh my goodness, there's a Hannah Montana in the link show. What are they talking about? I've never seen that error code. Error code POL 2059 pops up and I'm DC, but my internet is fine. Oh, okay. Halo was the whole reason I purchased an Xbox 360. Halo Reach in particular. The commercials that they had for that just tugged on my heartstrings just the right way. It's like, let's give that game a try. And I will admit, it was probably my favorite Halo game right there. I didn't really care for all the ones with the Master Chief in it, and I know that's the ones that everyone else really seems to enjoy, but... Alright, so now... while we're teleporting around the world, let's check to see if our dynamis shield is ready. I think it should be. Given we don't have enough coins for the next stage, but... There we go, Castles of All Baileys, using tabs. Honestly, it should have been ready before Christmas, so... Yeah. We're still gonna need something like 85 bronze pieces to, or silver pieces to make our gold piece. There we go. Hannah Montana used to trio box on a worse computer and worse internet without issues. I just think that FF11 slows down, the devs don't keep up working parts as well. Wish I could afford a dual box. Trade. And actually, we don't need to trade, we just need to talk to him, right? Good timing. Your package has arrived. Definitely looks a lot like what you had in the first place. You probably just thinking this isn't worth the loot you had to part with, huh? Yeah. Cheer up, adventurer girl, and don't forget to keep bringing me those ancient pieces of armor. Who knows, they might be hiding some secret power that only a blacksmith like me can draw out. Here's what you came for. Alright, so we got Anseal, which is, I believe, the stage 4. Ended with 169. That's not too bad. I mean, any time that you end up with more coins than what you left with... Oh, I'm not on paladin. So I can't equip the shield just yet. Any positive net increase is a positive net increase. Is it, you know, best use of your time? That's another question, but, you know. Alright, so now let's go teleportation assistance. We don't need... Actually, yeah, let's do that. Original release. We'll do Relude Gardens, using tabs. That way I can change jobs real quick, switch to paladin. Put on my shield and see what it looks like. I don't think it's going to look anything awesome. Not by any stretch of the imagination, but we're getting close to having an Aegis. Waiting for the little button. There we go. Yes. Of course, even once we get the Aegis, we're not going to be done with it. We still got to upgrade it a lot. Although the upgrade process, by and large, looks like it's going to be mostly simple with what I've had to look for it. It's not until you get to the very last step, when you're going for the afterglow, that looks like it's going to be a real pain. But we'll see. Let's do change jobs. The main job of paladin. It really doesn't matter what our support job is. Alright, let's see what the shield looks like. Inventory 1 and seal coming up. Yep, it's just a little itty bitty thing, isn't it? Wow. Well, you know, good things come in small packages, right? It's not where it needs to be yet. Defense 32 versus, what's the other one? Defense 50. Eh, you know, it is what it is. It'll be better once we get some more coins. Let's do a count real quick, see how many silver pieces we have. I think you keep it under Mog's safe. Yep, 2 more silver pieces to the pile. I don't even think we have 15. I think it's going to be closer to 10. Up here, maybe? There it is. Oh, nope, it is closer to 15. We got 14. So, 14 down, 86 to go. We can do 2 a day. Solo. And that's kind of a liberal estimate, too. Then divide 86 by 2 to get 43 days non-stop. Yeah. It'll still be about a little over a month. Probably a couple of months, to be honest, before we get Aegis completed. And yeah, we might end up buying some of our coins before then. Signet wore off. Really? And here I thought I had refreshed Signet before we even started, but oh well. No biggie. It's not like we're getting crystals tonight. Alright, so that's going to be it for tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to be on, and I'll probably stay on a little bit later unless the missus is like, get off, I want to talk to you. You know, that kind of thing. We'll see, but the plan tomorrow night is to stay on till about 2 a.m. That way I can wish the West Coast a Happy New Year as they switch over to midnight. So, yeah, that's going to actually start happening here pretty soon with all the New Year celebrations and fireworks and stuff like that. I don't think we're going to do anything terribly different. We still need to skill up scythe and staff and stuffs and things like that. Probably go the entire evening just on scythe. It's going that slowly. But yeah, we'll throw some fireworks in here every time someone does a Happy New Year's kind of thing, so make it a little bit more interesting. And then, yeah, leave us with something to do for Friday night, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. Y'all have a great evening. If you're going out tomorrow night, please, 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 please be safe out there. I like to call it amateur night for drunk driving. And, yeah, just, you know, if you can, stay in, have fun, do that. If you gotta go out, then go out and have a great time. Just be safe. And I usually say, you know, can't be safe and have fun at the same time. Usually go with, have fun and don't get caught. I'm not gonna say that this time. Definitely be safe, be careful, have fun when you can, but and I will catch you all next time. Y'all take care.